What is your family's darkest secret? Every year, my family does a huge Sunday dinner at my grandma's house. Everyone comes. Aunts, uncles, cousins, people I only see once a year, but still have to hug. I was 16 at the time, and mostly excited about the food, because my grandma cooked like she was feeding an army. The house smelled like roast chicken, bread, and something sweet baking in the oven. Everyone was loud, laughing, talking over each other, and pretending we were one big happy family. We all sat at the long table, kids on one side, adults on the other. My dad raised his glass and said, "All right, everyone, let's eat before the food gets cold." People clapped and started passing plates around. I was halfway through my mashed potatoes when my cousin Leo leaned over and whispered, "Why does Aunt May look like she's about to cry?" I glanced down the table and saw my aunt staring at her plate, gripping her fork like it was going to run away. That's when my grandma stood up. She didn't smile. The room went quiet fast, like someone turned off a TV. She cleared her throat and said, "Before we finish dinner, there's something we need to talk about as a family." My mom froze with her fork in the air. My dad muttered, "Mom, not now." Grandma shook her head and said, "Now or never." She looked straight at my uncle, her oldest son. "You told them, or I will." He went pale. He laughed nervously and said, "Ma, you're being dramatic." Grandma slammed her hand on the table and shouted, "You stole him!" Plates rattled. One of the little kids started crying. I felt my stomach drop because nobody was laughing anymore. My aunt finally spoke, her voice shaking. "They deserve to know. All of them." My mom whispered, "Know what?" Grandma took a deep breath and pointed at my cousin Leo, who was sitting right next to me. "Leo is not who you think he is." Leo blinked and said, "What does that even mean?" His dad stood up so fast his chair fell over. "Enough!" he yelled. "This is over!" Grandma didn't stop. 13 years ago, your brother's baby disappeared from the hospital. The police said it was a mistake. It was not. Everyone stared at her. My dad's face went white. He slowly looked at Leo, then back at Grandma. "Are you saying—" Grandma nodded. "He took the baby. He raised him as his own." The room exploded. My mom stood up screaming, "That's not funny!" My aunt was sobbing. Someone shouted, "Call the police!" Leo just sat there, frozen, his mouth open. He whispered, "Dad?" His dad looked at him and said, "I did it to protect you." Leo yelled, "From what?" His dad started crying and said, "From a family that didn't want you." That's when my dad slammed his hands on the table. "You said our son died," he said, his voice breaking. I realized then what Grandma meant. Leo was my brother. My parents had lost a baby before I was born. They told me he died at birth. He did not. He was sitting right next to me, wearing a stained hoodie and holding a fork. Leo stood up and backed away. "You're lying," he said. Grandma shook her head. "I helped cover it up," she said. "I was scared. I thought it was temporary. Then it was too late." Leo ran out of the house. No one stopped him. The front door slammed so hard a picture fell off the wall. Dinner was over. Nobody touched the food. My parents didn't talk the whole drive home. That night, my mom sat on my bed and said, "You have a brother." I asked, "Does he know?" She shook her head. "Not really." I asked if we would see him again. She said, "I hope so." We never had another family dinner like that. Half the family stopped talking to each other. My uncle disappeared. Leo moved away with his mom. Sometimes I scroll online and see his name pop up, and I wonder if he knows I think about him. All I know is that our family secret did not stay buried, and when it came out, it burned everything around it.